Sunday side deck regionals are in from this weekend, and is that Mekk-Knights? Yeah, it is. 34.8% of you need to smash all the crap on that subscribe button so you can get to 100K, baby. For your breakdown on the screen here, you're probably looking at this and going, what in the world? And ladies and gentlemen, I think that these results are pretty interesting, considering that the side deck was more of like the meta represented sphere out of this weekend. 2 Sword Soul variants making it in to Top Cut. Anybody surprised about that? No, nobody? Okay. We had 2 Dragon Link also in top 8 for this event, which same thing here, ladies and gentlemen. We've known that Dragon Link, Sword Soul, Tri-Brigade, and Drytron are all kind of like competing for like these top spots right now. Even though like representation for like Drytron's kind of fallen off at this point, I think like those are still like your hemispherical top decks at this point. Now the one-ups for this event, we had Tri-Brigade. All right, that's pretty standard. You see that come up every blue moon. We had 1 Phantom Knight as well, which doesn't surprise me in the very least, considering that that deck is pretty much set up to be like the prelude to, you know, using Destroy Phoenix Enforcer and all the cool shenanigans it could do. Drytron's representation, while it is still a top contender at this point in time, no new support kind of has made players just kind of like step off the deck. I know it's still very good, but if you don't get new support, people kind of like tend to like step away from their toys. And then we also had Shannon Long out here with Mekk-Knights. Now, I was actually watching Shannon's game, and unfortunately, their camera or their internet gave out, or else they would have had a 2-0 and they would have won the regional with Mekk-Knights. But because that situation ended up rising, and you know, he gets a game loss on the DC, there's nothing that you can really do about that, which allowed the Tri-Brigade player to come back and take down the win, which it happens sometimes like that. Now let's go take a look at the top deck list from this event, shall we? Taking down first place out of this regional was actually Tri-Brigade, piloted by Carlos Perez here. Carlos asked me to give a shout out to his friends in Ecuador and to the store Starland Games. So there you guys go. If you guys are out there, hi, how are you guys doing today? So the list you see up here is Carlos's first place finish. We are taking advantage of Mr. Calinisto here, being special enough that beast effect. You had to go ahead and take advantage of doing what you already know you're gonna do best. Alright. Outside of that, we are actually playing the crossout designated here. Now a lot of players have foregone this card. And to find success with this and have this work in this situation, I think absolutely works out. That's got the little splash of talents in here to make sure you can do your thing. Got a nice little DD Crow and a nice little effect veiler in here. So this deck looks like it adjusted ratios and took full advantage of the situation. Double Revolt in here as well, and we have triple Shirag in here for the grind game. None of that other shenanigans where you're trying to like play the zoo package still. No Lyrical-esque stuff. This looks pretty streamlined for what I would say would be my opinion at this point for this deck. Okay, so very happy to see that we did get a nice push out of the metagame here with Tri-Brigade. Out of this weekend, there were so many Tri-Brigade variants. And, you know, I still think the meta's wide open for what build will be the best as we go forward here. Next up here is Shannon Long's Mekk-Knight list for you guys. Going second cards, by the way. Shannon actually asked if I could shout out their YouTube channel. So there's going to be a link down below. That way you guys can check out some possible Mekk-Knight theory for you guys. I know a lot of you guys would definitely enjoy more insight and more things like that into especially this deck. So we have a pretty strong lineup here for Mekk-Knights. We pretty much solidly have one of each name. I see that we have the Dark Roll No More for board breaking. Same thing here with the Lightning Storms. Effectively, yeah, this looks very strong for breaking boards. All right, we didn't like go too extreme on the board breakers here. I feel like the 2-2-2 or the 2-2 splits more than fine here. And then of course you're going to have the standard shenanigans of key and secrets, basically putting up those global negations to make your life all the easier here. And of course, triple lib in here with the interaction through the World Legacy cards. So you can basically set up and start doing your combo. And of course, who doesn't love the fact you basically have a mini Orcust engine built in here, and then, you know, shenanigans with Crescendo in the side deck. Outside of that, yeah, this looks actually really freaking good on paper. So I got to give it up for Shannon. Freaking Mekk-Knights coming out here and getting second place. Should have won the event, but you know what? Sometimes stuff happens. Next up here is fourth place. This was Joshua Kippenberg's nice finish for Phantom Knights. Now, once again, you're going to see the same thing that we've kind of been seeing over this past weekend here. Mr. Destroy Phoenix Enforcer down here turned into a real menace to society. Now, with that being said, I see that we're also taking advantage of the Scythe package. Now, we've already talked a little bit about Scythe, and like this card's starting to gain a whole new level of dimension. This will be a problem later on in the game, but right now, the fact that Destroy Phoenix Enforcer exists, and you can literally go Dagda, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, all within the same production of combo, and then you just lock your opponent out of playing the game. And then you have even more protection behind it, because you have Fog Blades protecting your investment here. So even if something happens here, you know, at the end of the day, you should be good to go. Literally just Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, pop Rusty Tin Can, pop the Scythe. Yeah, it's not a real fun time to be a player playing against this deck. So yes, you're just only beginning to see the onslaught of power that Phantom Knights are going to start generating at this point. So very, very nice. I can't wait to see more and more players be salty that Scythe is a card and they just get blown out because of shenanigans. Next up here is Dragon Link. This would be Kevin the Sun's 5th place finish. Now, I want to include a couple little notes for this. Of course, we have the Chamber and Dragon Maid tidying package. That means out of this weekend, from what I've seen, we now have 2 lists that were play tidying and 1 that had just annexed the package from that. Our hand trap lineup feels pretty strong. I mean, meaning the Lancia should curve out some of your not so happy matchups. Effect Failure actually feels very strong right now, at least in this particular build. That way, whatever you're... I mean, let's be honest here. If some sort of threat comes up and you're like, oh, no, like, I don't want to deal with this, it at least will help you round that out. So, Key Veilers, this card can be a lot more impactful because, you know, people out here like try to chain block with stuff, so you can't really get the high impact out of Ash that you would. But here, this is fine. This counteracts all the Sword Soul shenanigans and a lot of the other meta. All right. Outside of that, 2 talents is kind of interesting. I like that. Everybody, like, between 1, 2, and 3 on this, everywhere in the format. We have 1 Droll in the side deck. All right. We have the Dark Rollers for the board breaking. You have the standard anti-spells that have been every frickin' where this format. This card has just been the hardest carry. All right. We definitely are in a huge anti-spell fragrance format at this point. So yeah, that is standard Dragon Link, at least out of the Sunday event for this. Next up here is the Drytron list. This would be our 8th place finish here. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, Drytron pretty much feels the same right now. Nothing really has changed. I think the most exciting thing that we got in this particular build here was the fact that we have Megalith Fool to basically give us extra access to extending out like our little ritual window. All right, we have the 2 Herald of Orange Lights. Yeah, don't try to get cheesy and try to mess around with 3 of these right now. I think 2 is by far the best number here. We have access to Ultimate Tzolk'in in here, which, okay. I didn't know we were trying to go down this path here. I just figured most of our builds were trying out shenanigans with Beatrice. But, okay. And I don't see anything else really too crazy standard about this. I just find the fact that we're kind of pulling a page out of our Virtual World Friends book. And then we have Evenly Counteract going second. Alright, yeah, that looks pretty standard. And the last list that I have for you guys here is actually going to be the 7th place finish with, yes, this is Mo Yi and friends. This particular build is actually playing Heavenly Dragon Circle. So you can tribute a Worm Monster, add a Worm Monster from your deck to your hand. If you tribute a non-effect card to activate its effect, you can special summon it instead, but negate its effects. During the main phase, if you control a face-up non-effect monster, you banish this card from your graveyard to add a 10-Yi monster from your deck to your hand. This is actually kind of interesting. Most of the builds I've seen have just like extended out through the Vessel of the Dragon cycle here to make plays a whole lot better. And yes, this is actually a 14-card side deck here from the picture that I got sent from Brandon Nielsen. So yeah, 14 is what you're looking at here for the most part. Outside of the extension of the Heavenly Dragon cycle, this build pretty much feels standard. I've seen a lot of people like back and forth on playing Synthana in the builds, but it is a level 4 effectively, so that'll be something to give testing to for the most part. But outside of that, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up your side deck regional breakdown for Sunday. What do you guys think about these lists? Please leave a comment down below what you guys think. Smash the like button, subscribe, and see you guys thumbs out more else content. I'll see your beautiful face back here later on the day with some more cool else content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out Vanquill40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by Vanquill40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mquillgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.